I had to go feed the cat. So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Batman Year One movie script by Frank Miller, the unmade Darren Aronofsky Batman movie. So anyway, we left it off where the arrival of Batman taking out Estrada. No, asking Sanchez where Estrada is. And Chi-Chi getting killed, which was kind of sad. So, anyway, that's what happened so far in the script. Hello. Good luck. Thank you, love. That's alright, love. We just started. I had to feed Lola. It took me 2 minutes to to get pate out of a can, cat food can, and having an impatient cat just staring at you like, get the pate out of the can, motherfucker. It's just and almost getting killed by the cat being almost knocked over. So, anyway, a lot of things happened. It took me a while to get this episode going because my laptop decided to act like a dipshit and not work. So, yeah, it's annoying how to get an episode going. You have a laptop that's on the fritz. And you have slow internet to start off. So, anyway, let's get to some of the geek news and shit. So, before we start into the script, because the script, I have a feeling it's going to get good. I have a strong feeling that this is going to be. Oh, Lola's not doing her voodoo rituals over the can. So, DC Comics has scheduled for June, including Batman 92 and 93, and Punchline. Just what we need. Another. They're really like trying hard to get Punchline out there. They're just really trying. This one's really, really interesting. Batman fights the #MeToo and Gotham Knights. Oh God, do they have to politicize everything? Just throwing that out there. And the worst part about it is, like, Gotham Knights are wasting. I think Jim Lee's doing artwork, and it's just like, you're wasting talent. Like, Jim Lee, like. I'm still waiting for, like, Batman Hush 2, the true sequel to Hush. It's kind of odd, though, because after reading Hush, I've been getting, like, messages from people like, can you do the Batman Hush Returns, or The Heart of Hush? I mean, I might do Heart of Hush because Paul Dini wrote it, and I love Paul Dini's work. I wish I know he's doing the Batman, the animated series comics. Batman Adventures Continues, I think. I forget what it's called. Like, it's digital, but the weird thing about it is, like, digital books cost the same as regular print books, and for me, I don't want to buy I have nothing against digital at all. Like, if that's the only way you get a comic book is through digital, then that's fine. Like, I totally get it, because, like, when you order something on like Amazon or eBay, it takes a while. I totally understand it. Like, you immediately want the book in your hand and stuff. Like, I ordered I ordered shit on Amazon. Like, I ordered Batman White Knight, The Curse of White Knight or something. The Curse of the White Knight or something. Like, I ordered that, and still, like, I'm still waiting for the fucking book. It's book 1. Like I said, like, when I bought Curse of the White Knight, I started from 3, and I didn't really enjoy it. So I just decided, like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to buy 1 and 2 and just have the complete run of it. Just so I can start from the beginning to the end. I ordered that, and I ordered a new Batman bandana, which I could basically use as a face cover. Because I usually, like, anytime I wear a face cover, like, I put it, like, I don't put it in my backpack because it will contaminate everything. I put it, like, in a plastic bag and tie it up, you know, and when I get home, I will put it in the washer and wash it. So I decided, like, to buy another face cover just, you know, for safety reasons, you know. That, and I bought it's kind of weird that, like, for those who don't know, like, my parents work in a school district and stuff, and I found out, like, my dad got a mask. He got one of those N95 masks, and because he was a smoker, so it's just like he doesn't have, like, you know, that's for the reason. And my mom didn't get one. She instead got a mask made out of a cutout T-shirt. And I was just like, what the fuck is that? And she goes, that's a mask I have to wear. I'm like, it's a T-shirt. You can still see the school logo on it. She goes, well, I have to wear that, you know, when I have to, like, clean up stuff at the school. I'm like, well, that's dumb. That mask is not going to protect you. So I had to, like, buy her a mask that has a breathing thing in it, like, you know, it's a air filter thing, where she could breathe, and, you know. So I had to buy her a mask just for safety reasons. It has a filter in it, so I was just like, this is fucking stupid. So I bought her a mask that has an air filter in it, so she can, you know, not get sick and all that, instead of wearing a T-shirt. Like, so, like, for me, that's the one thing of it. It's kind of crazy though. Like, my sister, my second oldest sister, like, my oldest sister, who is a fan of Deadpool, who I mentioned before, who's the one who shot the owl. She didn't shoot it; she shot at it, I should say. Had a life scare because she works in a nursing home, and the place that she works for found out there was a person that tested positive for COVID-19. And it scared the shit out of her. And I remember she called me. She's like, you don't fucking believe this. I'm like, what? She goes, someone tested positive for COVID. I'm like, what? I'm like, are you alright? I know it's a stupid question, but... And she goes, no. I'm fucking scared. I'm like, well, go home. She goes, I am. I was like, well, don't go inside. You know, you have your grandkids in there. She goes, I'm not. Instead, my brother-in-law is waiting outside with a hose and soap because he doesn't want her in the house. Which, I felt bad for her. Like, luckily they have a camper. And... And, like, my brother-in-law, God bless him, he's one of the, when me and him met, like, me and him did not get along, because me and him, like, we were both kind of jerks to each other, but we sort of, like, got along. We both kind of seen the same page of things, and stuff, and, like, now we're close. I mean, you know, we talk to each other, and, you know, and stuff, and I sent him a message, like, you know, like, you guys need anything, just let me know. And today, you know, I'm not gonna drop it off today. Like, there's sleep still. Like, there are people that don't get up early in the morning. He's like, man, I don't have, you know, we don't have hamburger and stuff. I was like, oh, I got extra, man. I'll just drop it off your front door. I'm just like, I'm gonna wear a mask and gloves, so don't shoot at me. I'm just gonna drop it off your front door, send a text message, and leave. Like, because I was look out for them, because they live in the ghetto, basically. I mean, not the ghetto that you think of, like in National Lampoon's Vacation, where you ask someone for directions, they tell you, go fuck your mama. And if you've never seen National Lampoon's Vacation, you never got that scene. It is pretty fucking funny. Like, a lot of people... It's kind of funny, though. Like, a lot of people in St. Louis got offended by it. I lived there, I'm like, they're like that in real life. You ask for directions, they tell you to go fuck yourself, and they move on. They're like the people in the beginning of the '89 Batman. They will ignore the shit out of you if you ask for directions. Some of them will point you in the bad area where you will get shot at. So, the definition I'm meaning is they live in basically... If you ever watched South Park, if you ever seen Kenny McCormick's Neighborhood, that is basically what it's like there for them. And they're looking for new places to move because they got tired of hearing their neighbor who is, beating his wife. And my sister's like, I fucking had it with this place. And that's what happened. So, I mean, that's the crazy shit that happens, for them. And the trash company just finally arrived. Anyway, yeah, I mean, my sister's good, if you're wondering. She is finally, she had to sleep in a camper. She didn't like it. You really can't blame her. And now she's finally back inside her house. Like, she had to go to the doctor, get tested. She got negative. And she's like, I'm looking for a new place to work. Fuck this place. And now she's back inside her house, which is a great thing to hear. Because I will say this, a lot of the craziest shit that happens, I think, during this whole pandemic is people mostly scared of not trusting their own immune system, I think is what it is. I think, for me, I take vitamins, I had to take medication for anxiety, blood pressure. I take my vitamins for heart health, immune system, calcium and stuff. And I think a lot of people are just scared, they don't trust their own immune system. And I will say this, it fucking sucks to get the flu from experience. I know, I will say this, the flu, when I got it, it was just, fucking horrible. It took me to recover, but it took me a while to recover again, because, it hit me, right in the chest area where, my lungs hurt to breathe at the time, but, I'm great, I'm doing good. I had to take a clear pill, which I had to ask, what is that for? They're like, it's a lung pill to clean out your lungs. I'm like, well, shit. Well, so, that's what it is. I always thought it was a stronger case of the flu than anything. But I think a lot of people are just scared of the corona thing, and I got into a debate again with my uncle, the man who bragged about getting an El Camino, and I'm like, you son of a bitch. We'll get to the script. I just want to kind of talk about this one. We got into a debate over the coronavirus, the areas that impact. And I said to him, the areas that got impacted, New York, LA, California, basically, the entire state of California, is that they are very unclean areas. Like, you look at New York. Like, I like New York. Anytime I think of New York, I think of two things. I think of Spider-Man, I think of Gotham. And Gotham sure as hell showed what New York really looks like. Just my opinion, like, it's a very dirty place. And it's the problem with it. I think the reason of it is, I mean, hell, St. Louis got hit. And I will say this as an expert of St. Louis, being in St. Louis. They are a very dirty city. St. Louis is a very dirty city. Like, they don't clean. I mean, they clean around the areas that attract tourists, like Busch Stadium, the Arch, areas like that. But they don't really clean. And they have, like, buildings that have been empty and abandoned for 2 decades. And it's like, either sell that building or tear that shit down. Or find a property owner and be like, fix it, or it's being bulldozed to the ground. One of the two. And, like, they don't clean their city. And I know there's going to be some people who are like, well, I live in St. Louis. It's a very clean place. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's a very clean... Like, I've been to Busch Stadium. And I've been to the Dome. That shit ain't clean. I mean, it probably is now because Kroenke is in charge of it, but it was never... Like, the whole area is never clean. It's very congested place. And you got people on top of each other. You have people walking past each other. You got shit going in the air that you don't even know what's in it. And the point I'm making is, a lot of places aren't clean. I mean, hell, California, San Francisco, Pelosi turf, there's people shitting on the sidewalk. There's needles from people doing drugs. There are people sleeping on the sidewalk. There are trash not being picked up. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, shit, they got the plague. And nobody got the plague since the medieval times. So, there's going to be, filth and stuff. And the point I'm making is, you have to be responsible and clean it. You got to wash your hands. You got to take a shower. You got to get the germs off. You basically have to, you have to take responsibilities for shit that you do. That's you physically and you, everything around you. You have to take responsibility and you have to clean up. I mean, my God, people you know how stupid it is where you have to tell people you wash your hands. I don't think I should tell you because I'm not your fucking mother. So, wash your hands. Clean up. Take a shower, you filthy animal. It's like, I know some people are going to find that offensive saying that, but it's a joke. It's, I'm trying to crack humor in a serious topic, but, I mean, my God, I felt bad for my sister. She had to get sprayed with a hose. It was just, for example, I was talking to my sister, and stuff. I always check on them. I always talk to her, talk to my sisters. My one sister is pregnant. And I always, send a message and stuff, what's up? And she goes, I need nacho cheese. I'm like, what? It's just... She goes, you got any? I was like, let me check. Yeah, I bought a big-ass case of nacho cheese. It kind of cracked me up because she's pregnant and stuff. Yeah, my one niece, my oldest niece, is pregnant as well, and I was like, I message them. Like, there's one thing I discovered about my nieces, my oldest nieces, is that they like. Part of me believed that they read the book Zodiac, and for those who don't know, like, I've read the book Zodiac by Robert Graysmith like 4 times when I was a teenager, because I was like obsessed with trying to figure out the Zodiac, codes and who the killer was and all that. Like, anytime I message my oldest nieces, it's like them when they send a message back, it's like deciphering a code. I don't know what the fuck it is with that, but it annoys me. Like, for example, this is a while back, I took my oldest niece and her son to the doctor. And at the time I got paid and I had to go like, hey, are you in there? Are you in the waiting room and stuff? I gotta go pay a bill real quick. Yeah, we are in the room. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I was like, are you in the waiting room or in the room waiting, the doctor's room and stuff? What room are you in? Waiting room happens to be doctor room. What? Like, it's stuff like, and like, and one time I messaged my second oldest niece. I was like, all right, where are you guys at? We are here in air. We are here outside. I was like it takes me a while to like try to like decipher a code. I was just like, one time I said to them, like, okay, here's the thing. When you send a text message to me, do not send me a text message where I have to be Indiana Jones to decipher whatever you're saying. Either yes or no, not ya. Or stuff. Like, you're not German. Don't send me ya. And don't be Drago from fucking Rocky. Only Dolph Lundgren could talk like that. Like, he was in I found out like he was in the fucking Aquaman movie. Like, I didn't even know that. Like, Dolph Lundgren's in Aquaman. Like if it was the 80s, he would have played Aquaman. Like if you ever watch Rocky, like, he has like the blonde hair, flat top haircut type thing, and he looks like Aquaman from the Super Friends. I would say this, like, if you ever look at him, like, if you ever look at Dolph Lundgren, it's like that dude could play Aquaman. Like, he could, like, if you ever do like The Dark Knight Returns or something, and you include Aquaman in it, Dolph Lundgren should play Aquaman. I mean, if the dude could punch Sylvester Stallone by sending him to the emergency room where they're like, you got hit by a truck, and Stallone's like, no, I got punched by Dolph Lundgren, that dude should play Aquaman. Anytime someone says Aquaman's a joke, you send a Dolph Lundgren. like I'm just being honest with you and stuff. Like, I know he was in Creed 2, like, where he reprised his role as Ivan Drago and stuff. Like, it was really cool. And he was in Aquaman as King. I forget. I think Aquaman's dad. I think it was. Or no, wait. No, it wasn't Aquaman's dad. He played. He played. Shit. I think he was like the dad of. I forget what it was. He was like. He was like the king and stuff, and. the father of Mira. That's what it was. I forget. Like he was really cool in Aquaman. When I saw that, I was like, that's Dolph Lundgren. And of course, William Dafoe, who's in it. I would say this: William Dafoe should play Joker. Like, it's kind of funny though, because like I seen the movie Lighthouse, which is out on DVD and digital and stuff, and it's really a good movie. Like, I would say this: like Robert Pattinson, seeing him in that movie, he is gonna kill it as Batman. Like, he is gonna knock it out of the fucking park and stuff. And part of me wishes like seeing him and William Dafoe go at it in the screen. Like, see these two guys who had to like live on the live on this rock island, you know, taking care of the lighthouse and stuff. Like, part of me wishes like, man, I wish William Dafoe can be in Batman. Like, I don't care what role, but you know, like, part of me just wishes he was in Batman. Just somehow shows up and just, you know, you're like William Dafoe and stuff. Like, I'd be honest with you, I wish he would have played James Gordon. Like, I'd be honest with you, like, William Dafoe is like, you know, he was awesome in Spider-Man and stuff. Where that was the thing about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, where you end up having sympathy for the villains and stuff. And you know, you have sympathy for Norman Osborn, even though he's an asshole in the movie. But you know, and a lot of people, of course, you know, he was kind of a jerk to his son. But I'm just like, if you've seen James Franco, you really can't blame him. Like, and stuff. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, like, I hated Harry Osborn in the fucking Spider-Man films. Like, he was such a douche. Like, you watch and you're like, you can't help but hate Harry Osborn and stuff. But when you watch like the, you know, Spider-Man films, you have to have sympathy for the villains because they make the choices they didn't want to make. You know, like, Norman was forced into being the Green Goblin because his back was against the wall with military contracts and people not trusting his leadership with Oscorp. And when you see Doc Ock, he was, you know, passionate about his work and wanting to show everybody how great he is. He becomes Doc Ock. And Sandman, I'll be honest with you, the third film had too many villains in it. Too many. You know, I think that's what scares a lot of people anytime you include too many villains. And like, for example, like, they're gonna have Batman, you're gonna have, you know, Penguin, Riddler, and stuff, and Catwoman, who is kind of, I wouldn't say a villain, but anti-hero. And a lot of people are always scared that there's too many characters in one film. But, you know, if you take a while to write the script and balance out things, it'll be great, you know. But Spider-Man 3 was just like, I don't understand why they had to have Venom in it. I really don't. Like, I don't understand the Venom inclusion. I'll be honest with you on that one. And stuff. And, you know, like, hearing about what the fourth film is going to be about, you're just kind of relieved that they didn't do it. And stuff. So, anyway, let's get to the Batman, year one. Last we saw, Batman throws Sanchez to the floor. Smash cut. Exterior. Dark streets. Night. A black Lincoln Continental drives through the black, barren streets of Gotham at a breakneck speed. It wasn't an ordinary Lincoln Continental. It's the Batmobile. I mean, hold on. I never seen what hold on, let me look at what a Lincoln Continental would look like. I'm trying to think of what Somehow in my mind I think of a black Lincoln Continental, but it turns out to be a Buick LeSabre, so... It's a luxury car. I mean, it doesn't even have a year of what a Lincoln Continental are they talking about. Is it a 1940s Lincoln Continental, 1950s, 60s? Well, I mean, it can't be a 61 Lincoln Continental as a convertible. Is it a 70s? I mean, if it's a 70s, I could totally fucking see it. I mean, the 70s one's kind of a badass looking one. It can't be an 80s, because an 80s 1991 or 88 or 91 Lincoln Continental, yeah, I don't see it. So my assumption is it's got to be... Can't be an 82. My assumption is it's got to be like a 78, 79 Lincoln Continental Town Coupe, or a 1980s Lincoln Continental Coupe. So that's going to be my assumption. It's got to be like 78 or an 80s version. Can't be the ones afterwards, because those are like luxury. Those are like luxury, luxury type vehicle. I mean, that's gonna be my assumption of it. Like, I can't really say what kind it is, but so its windows are tinted with occupied heavy steel bumper modifies have been welded to the chassis. The hood has been chopped back to make room for a supercharged school bus engine that powers it. Damn. That's be pretty badass looking. And it drives without headlights, like a car possessed, reckless and demonic, like Christine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm adding that part in because anytime I hear a car that says possessed, reckless, and demonic, I think of the movie Christine. If you've never seen the movie Christine, it's Stephen King written story. I assume Stephen King was on cocaine when he wrote that. By the way, I did watch it. Someone asked me on Discord if I watched the Herb Abrams UWF on Dark Side of the Ring. Yes, I did. Oh my god, that was a good one, man. Like, Herb Abrams doing a shit ton of cocaine and hookers and all that. Like, oh my god. Like, I watched it, and I watched it twice, and my jaw was still dropped, going like this motherfucker did cocaine, a bunch of hookers, and ran a wrestling promotion. Like, what a life. Like, I sat there, I was just like, I just sat there, I'm like, how in the hell did this dude do all that? Like, a dude is like 5'6" or something. Like, he's a small little dude, and like, he did a bunch of like cocaine and stuff. And the ending I laughed at, where his friend says like, well, Herb went out the way he loved doing things, cocaine and hookers. I was just like I couldn't believe it. Like, I I just couldn't believe it. My jaw dropped, and I was just like, when are they making a movie of this? Like, if they're going to make a biopic about UWF and Herb Abrams, shit, get Jonah Hill to do it. Get Martin Scorsese involved as a producer. Get Todd Phillips to direct it. The guy who directed Joker. Like, it'd be a good movie. Like, and get Joaquin Phoenix to play Mick Foley. Now you got a movie. Like, because Mick Foley was in it. Like, Mick Foley, like, I will say this, like, if you, like, the merchandising cracked me up. The merchandising just cracked me up. It had, like, if you were a person who lived in the late 80s, early 90s, and you love those bright-ass colored neon shirts and shit, you would definitely be in hog heaven. Because those shirts, my God, they were loud. 90s standards, they were loud. Like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, there were some cool shirts back in the 90s that they had, like, especially Batman stuff, where I was just like, shit, that was so awesome. But, my God, like, those are just bright-ass colors, like, bright yellow and shit, green, and all that. Like, it was just bright. And they were trying to compete with WWF, and WWF had the ice cream bars. Like, I don't know why, but, you know, if there's one thing they should bring back is the Batman ice cream again. Since the pandemic, apparently the place that makes them kind of shut down and stuff. Bring me back to Batman ice cream, okay? I couldn't survive this pandemic without it. The Dark Knight dark chocolate with bat symbol fudge bits in it, man. You bring that back. I need my Batman ice cream. Make Catwoman ice cream. I need it. You know, I need the perfect ice cream. The Catwoman perfect, you know, mint chocolate ice cream. That'd be delicious. You know, by the way, I love mint chocolate ice cream, so that'd be perfect. Like, if they brought back the Catwoman perfect mint chocolate ice cream, oh my God, I'd be in heaven. So, I love those Batman. I think they will. I think they're going to bring it back because, like, they sold a lot. I mean, they sold so many that they made, like, Superman, Wonder Woman. Superman was shit, I'll be honest with you. The Joker, Harley Quinn. Like, those were great. Like, I mean, they were just great. They were phenomenal. They need to bring those back. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't want to buy Sour Patch ice cream. Ice cream is supposed to be enjoyable. Not having sour ice cream where you're just like, ugh. You know? So, I mean, for me, that's what they need to do. Like, they need to bring back. They need to make those, you know, get back to work, make those. Nobody's buying Toy Story ice cream, alright? So, I mean, I know the ice cream dude, like, sells, like, Batman ice cream. It's like, it's hard to stop that dude, because once he's, like, done in the neighborhood, he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of this place. So, yeah. But anyway, WWF made the ice cream bars. A lot of people loved them. Herb Abrams and the UWF made oatmeal cookies. Buy your Steve Wild Thing cookie. Steve Wild Thing Ray cookie. And finally, the Herbie cookie. Mick Foley had the perfect reaction saying this. He goes, let me say that again. The Herbie cookie. He starts laughing. Mick Foley, I was so happy to see him in this, you know, this documentary talking about it, because Mick Foley is like one of my favorite people. I never met Mick Foley, but he's one of my favorites. Because that dude went through a lot. And did a lot. And I was so happy to see him in this documentary. Like, he talked about it. He gave his account of what... And it sounded like Herb Abrams was a really nice guy. He just had a lot of problems. And he took a lot of, brunt of the UWF. And I think a lot of people, cared about him, but I think at the same time they just didn't know how to deal with somebody who is doing a lot of cocaine. I mean, a big fucking bag of cocaine. And with a lot of hookers. I wouldn't say hookers, basically. So, I mean, it was a really good documentary. I can't wait for the next one they're doing. The next one they're doing is like they're doing a documentary on my favorite tag team in wrestling, the Road Warriors. I cannot wait. The Legion of Doom, LOD, Hawk and Animal. What a rush. I cannot wait for that one. It's one of my favorite tag teams, and I'm so excited about they're doing an episode about them. Like, oh my god, like, I cannot fucking wait. It's going to be awesome because these guys, man, they were like the toughest tag team where they would beat the shit out of people. Like, they would stiff a person when they hit them. Like, they were like fucking tough. And I cannot wait. It's gonna be. I know it's gonna be a good documentary, but at the same time, it's gonna be sad because Hawk died, and you're gonna hear Animal talk about it. I hope their manager is gonna talk about it as well. It's gonna be a great documentary and stuff. And stuff. I mean, like, Hawk and Animal were so awesome. Like, they had the cool face paint. And it's also really cool because, like, Animal's son. Animal's son played for the Rams, the St. Louis Rams. James Laurinaitis, who was a really great football player. Like, he was like, the best linebacker for the Rams and stuff. And it's sad that he retired very early and stuff. And he played for the Rams for like from 2009 to 15. Then he went to the New Orleans Saints and stuff. And he, of course, retired, I think, due to concussions and stuff. Like, so he just was like, I'm done. Like, and he played like 8 years for football and stuff, and it was really cool watching him play. And I think he one time wore the Road Warrior Animal face paint for like one game. And I always called him like the Road Warrior Ram because he was a tough dude. Like, so it's really cool. I hope Paul Ellering is going to be in the documentary, because Paul Ellering, I never heard him talk and stuff. He was always silent and very quiet, and I hope he's involved in the documentary. I know he was part of. I think he's still part of WWE. I think. I don't know. So, anyway, next Tuesday is going to be the Road Warriors. I can't wait for that one. It's going to be fun. Then they're going to do Owen Hart, which I don't know if I can sit through that one. Very sad and tragic what happened to him. So, anyway, let's get back to the Batman. I know somebody was asking me about the Dark Side of the Ring. Great show, by the way. Highly recommend it. It's probably the only show I still watch. I don't really watch a lot of TV, so it's like the one show that I watch. There's nothing else on. And I know there's gonna be like a lot of people like, well, it's. I will say this. I mean this. Like, it's the only show I watch. I never watched The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow, any of those things. It's just that's like the one show I could sit there and watch because there's no bullshit with Dark Side of the Ring. It's just like there's your story, you know. So anyway, let's get to the Batman. Supercharged school bus engine. Oh, sorry, right here. Interior, 6-story warehouse near Gotham Dock. Moments later, armed guards playing cards at a table. At the service entrance, a guy draws back the peephole and reinforced steel door just as clang. The doors fly off of its hinges, and skids sparking across the parking lot. On the chain behind the Batmobile. The guards rush outside, guns at ready. The Lincoln Continental does a skidding 180, dragging the heavy doors. The Batman accelerates, then stomps the brakes. The heavy steel doors fly past him, smashing into the guards. Meanwhile, attracted by the noise, more armed men rush at the staircase. Enter the Batman. The Batman. 2 options. Tonight you men can go to prison or go to prison hospital. The choice is yours. I like that, by the way. Makes me think of the Boondock Saints. The choice is yours. The first... It just makes me think of the Boondock Saints cartoon somehow. We could do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. I don't know why. I don't know why. It just made me think of that now. Like I know my cousin used to watch that cartoon a lot. The first goon to recover levels a shotgun. The Batman throws a vicious kick into the guy's crotch before he can fire. Batman. That's the one I hoped for you picked. Batman leaps into the fray. Taloned claws sink into one man's shoulder as he screams as he's thrown through a window. Another thug swings a bat. Batman kicks him into the chest, grabs the bat in midair and flings it, crunch, into another gunner's face across the room. A guy gets the drop on Batman with a machine gun. Batman voiceover. There are 7 working defenses from this position. 3 of them disarm with minimal contact. 3 of them kill. The other just hurts. Crack. He throws a sidekick into the guy's hip. He's young, Father. He'll probably walk again. But he'll be scared. That one's out of Dark Knight Returns. Alright, that moment is from Dark Knight Returns where Batman, takes down a thug and the cop's going, you just crippled him. Batman's like, he's young, he'll walk again. But he'll be scared. Won't he? That was just out of Dark Knight Returns, which I kind of like that reference. I like Miller sort of reusing something. Let's see. Batman puts a foot between another shoulder blade and crack, jerks both wrists until they cross. Batman voiceover. Fear clouds their judgment, makes them stiff and clumsy. Guys keep pouring down the stairs. Batman throws one over the rail. Another goes through a window. Man, he's just throwing people all over the fucking place. Like, what do you imagine, like, being a GCPD officer? Yes, we need an ambulance. Yeah, pretty much all over the place. A lot of them out the window. Like, I dig this. I dig this Batman. This Batman's violent. Crazy. Throwing people out the windows everywhere. I mean, think about that. I mean, unless he shoots someone through the window, then this one wins me over. Like, you know. I mean, I've seen people get shot through a window from, you know, bullets hitting them in the ass, and they fly up in the air and into the window. Legendary ass shooting. Like, that was just, you know, that was funny. I never laughed so hard. Seeing somebody get shot through the window into the building, then crawls trying to escape. Bam, bam, and they're done. Oh shit, that was legendary. Best kill of a video game ever, in my opinion. Batman voiceover. They are like rag dolls to me, to be thrown aside and forgotten. A third gets crushed underfoot as Batman continues climbing, floor by floor, to the top. It's a tough fight. He sweated through his clothes, lost his cape, but the action only makes him stronger. A glow of excitement shines off of him. Batman voiceover. There is only one man I'm looking for tonight. He's the General. And now, before him, Estrada tries to muster some composure. He runs out of men to fight for him and stands around by half-starved Asian women with hate in their eyes. Batman. Ah, Estrada, at last we meet face to face, such as it is. You're coming with me. I have a lot of questions for you. Estrada is backing to the wall in pure fear. The Batman gloved his hands, covered his eyes. Everything goes dark. Exterior, 6-story warehouse near Gotham docks later. Close-up of a syringe. The tip makes a dimple in Estrada's neck. Batman. This is hydrostearic sulfate. I think that's how I pronounce it, unless I butchered the shit out of it. Who cares? You can think of it as a cross between truth serum and the worst acid trip of your life. Makes the stuff they had of what they make the stuff they had a Woodstock feel like aspirin. Okay, Batman just drugged a dude. I'm just saying. Batman presses the sinister syringe into Estrada's carotid artery. There's an immediate change in Estrada's attitude. 6-story warehouse morning. An obviously drugged Estrada, duct taped to the 6th floor flagpole, rants loudly. A few cops stand around looking up at the spectacle. spectacle. A crowd gathered. Estrada yells to anyone who will listen. Estrada. We get the girls from overseas. They work for us. Loeb takes money. He runs the show. Trains run on time. Keep the show on the road. Police say, you do your job. We do your job. No, wait. I do my job. You pay me. Something like that. Estrada continues. We go to parties sometimes. I have a nice car. Corrupt cop to junior cop. Cut him down before someone hears him. The cop cuts him down. We cut to interior. Gotham Justice Building. Booking desk. Morning. Gordon rages at desk sergeant. The man is a known felon. He's on the most wanted list. We have numerous witnesses who heard him confessing to serious racketeering corruption operations. You can't just let him go. Desk sergeant. He walks. I got my orders. Gordon kicks the desk hard. Damn it. Dent pulls Gordon off. Dent. Jesus, Jim, calm down. What do you expect? The man who was assaulted, drugged, kidnapped. Nothing he says is admissible in court. No sane person will prosecute. Gordon. Bull. It was Loeb who sprung him to cover his own butt. Sprung him to cover his butt. Gordon stomps off in a rage. Exterior, Gotham Justice Building. Batman sits in his Lincoln Continental across the street from the police station. In the morning light, it looks more like a souped-up limo than a demon car. Almost. I like how they capitalize almost. The Batman is totally messed up. His clothing hangs in tatters. Blood puddles in the floor well of the car. He listens to the tapes of Estrada's confession on tape. Estrada, voiceover, on tape. Loeb runs the whole thing. Uses cops as bagmen to distribute the money. He's into everything. Numbers, drugs, girls, guns, you name it. He gets a cut. Hey, you don't look like my mother. Click. Batman turns off the machine. Looks out the tinted windows. Gordon storms out of the precinct house. A dazed, rumpled-looking Estrada, newly released, and Flass, his releaser, shares a smile at Gordon's obvious fury. The Batman voiceover. The enemy is everywhere, even here. Those so-called policemen nurture the cancer. They bred it in men like Estrada. Turn it loose on the streets. Looks like Estrada is the only other soldier. The real general lives in there. Damn. Miller's idea of Batman is like a crazy sane person. And at times. And when you listen to Miller talk about Batman, he has like a lot of good intentions of it. But at the same time, you kind of wonder, like, what is he thinking? So, anyway, the Batman looks up at the Gotham Justice Building, saying out loud, "It's your turn, Loeb. I'm coming after you."
I love that line. Because anytime I read it, I sort of think of Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do, brother? So, I'm coming after you. Hulkamania. With painful effort, Batman puts the car in gear. So I must climb higher. Still, your loving son, Bruce. The Lincoln drives off. Exterior, East End sidewalk morning. Little Al. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on, I need music to play Little Al's entrance. Anytime I think of Little Al, I think of a certain show. There we go. Any day now. So, Little Al walks down some crappy sidewalk as before with his coffee and cup of coffee and donuts.
Exterior, the junkyard behind Little Al's garage. Little Al enters a transformed junkyard with piles of junk been moved, rearranged. Little Al, Bruce. All around, Little Al sees evidence, target practice, strange devices, small explosives. There's a Lincoln Continental with blood pooled on the seat. He follows the blood droplets. Sorry. And I was playing Sanford and Son theme song while reading this. He follows the blood droplets on the wooden stairs that led to Bruce's apartment. The door hangs slightly ajar. Little Al pushes it open and enters. Interior, the Batman's lair. Morning. Bruce's apartment has been transformed into a crime-fighting command center. There's a huge flow chart describing Gotham's crime organization. People's names, ranks, jobs, police involvement. Pictures of Loeb and Estrada hang from the door with a duct tape. Really couldn't get any thumbtacks to put in the duct tape. God, Bruce is cheap. Crime-fighting gear lays piled on the table. And is that Chi-Chi's paper department store bag of money. He stole people's money. You know, I'll be honest with you. Bruce dealing with that shit, don't blame him. You know. In a series of metal lockers, we can see the progression of Bruce's suits. Belts, weapons, disguises, some broken, many caked with blood. Little Al finds the Batman lying unconscious on the floor. He lost a lot of blood. I like how Miller just put that in there. He lost a lot of blood. That's why he's in. Interior, Batman's lair. Hours later, Bruce comes around in his bed. His eyes flutter, then snap open. He's confused. Momentarily confused. Little Al sits nearby drinking his coffee. Bruce, you didn't call the police. Little Al, nope. I don't know why, but if with my dream cast of this movie, I mean, you got Joaquin Phoenix playing Batman. Little Al, I would want to see Red Fox play Little Al. I don't know why. I imagine Red Fox playing Little Al. I don't know why. It just somehow in my mind I'm thinking like Red Fox would play Little Al. I mean, like, Little Al's junkyard and garage. I mean, Sanford and Son, they had junkyard. They had junk. So it would just be kind of like perfect opportunity. May you rest in peace. Bruce looks at the bandages. Not a bad job at all. He tries to sit up. It's too painful. Little Al. Oh shit, he has a ton of lines. Little Al, settle down, boy. Let me tell you something. I've seen a lot of people get cut all to pieces in the jungle. And after, I seen more come home all cut up on the inside. Now they trained me to heal a man on the outside with bandages and thread. But there ain't nothing anyone can do for the wounds on the inside. You just stay the hell out of the way and hope they sort it out for themselves. I've been wondering when you are going to go off. But this is something else. Beat. I don't know what that means. It's lucky thing we're the same blood type. Little Al holds up his arm. He got a transfusion hose going from it into Bruce. Little Al, if we weren't, I'd had to take you to the hospital, and they would throw your ass into Arkham Asylum. Shit. I kind of dig this version of... it does make me wonder, like, Bruce gets, like, stabbed and shot and he loses some blood. It makes you wonder if, like, Alfred ever did that, like, blood transfusion from, Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, I don't know why, it just kind of makes me wonder now. Interior, Arkham Asylum, afternoon. Gordon follows an orderly through the large, time-worn Victorian building. A strange sound emanate from the doors, lining the halls, whimpering, giggling, sobbing. A pair of orderlies pass a young, very pale man in a straitjacket. He has greenish hair. Orderly number 1, laughing. You're joking. Oh shit. You know who that is? That is reference. Let me reread that. A young, very pale man in a straitjacket and he has greenish hair. Kind of know who that is. Gordon watches them go by before knocking on the door of an office door marked Dr. Patricia Holcomb, basically she's the doctor of the Arkham Asylum. Patricia Holcomb's office, afternoon. Patricia Holcomb is a handsome woman reaching early middle age, with all the dignity that can be expected of someone who spends their lives surrounded by the criminally insane. Gordon. Thank you for seeing me, Doctor. I'll try to not take up much of your time. The Doctor. Not at all, Detective. I've been following your vigilante case with some interest. An intriguing mind. I look forward to hosting it, if that's possible. Gordon. You say that as if you think we're going to catch him. The Doctor. I'm not sure you can. Not alive, anyway. I read your files sent over. They describe a man who inhabits a delusional world of great danger and violence. Gordon, danger and violence sounds about right for the East End. The Doctor. But this mind inhabits a world more horrible than the East End, a world so threatening and dangerous that it had to create a new persona, a new identity to cope. Gordon. This guy becomes a demon in order to fight his demons. The Doctor. Exactly. No. Normally this kind of delusion represents the terminal stage of a suicidal psychosis. Gordon. He's trying to kill himself? The Doctor. Yes and no. Something is keeping it going. A quest or a mission of some sort. Much like a crusader in the ancient Europe who were capable of great feats by its virtue of their belief or faith. Gordon. You mean flying X-ray vision? Really? Another Superman reference? Doctor. Nothing like that, I assure you. More like mothers lifting cars off of children during emergencies, or even monks and yogis who faith allowed them to do incredible things with their bodies. Gordon. So, how do I catch him before his faith does more great feats to the citizens of Gotham? The Doctor. I'm afraid that's your problem, Detective. My job is knowing what makes them think. What makes them thick. I'm pretty sure it says think. Not what makes them run. I will tell you, this is tough. I'll tell you this though. That mind is starting to enjoy its work. It's capable of anything. Gord, come on, Doctor. What do I do, DQ? How am I going to stop him before he kills somebody? The Doctor. I suppose you strike at its weakness. What is this great delusion protecting? It didn't just come into being overnight. It's starting long ago with a young boy being terribly, terribly hurt. Gordon. Interesting. Thank you, Doctor. Gordon stands up and goes. Arkham Asylum parking lot. Moments later. Gordon is lost in thought, digging for his keys, when he's startled by Jeanette Selling. Who the hell is Jeanette Selling? Jeanette Selling. Detective Gordon. Wait up a second. Jeanette Selling, Channel 1 News. Can I have a word? Gordon, sorry, I'm in a rush. Jeanette Selling. It'll only take a second. I want to ask you about the allegations of corruption in the precinct. I'm hoping you'll corroborate on the rumors I've been hearing. Gordon, I really am in a hurry. Jeanette Selling. A hurry? Chase a mental case?
Does it anger you that you've been put in the you've been put out for pasture, while though the department corruption is still running rampant? Gordon spins around, furious, catches him, and smiles. She got him. Gordon. Okay, what do you want to know? Selling smiles. Takes out a notepad. Exterior, Gotham Justice Building, night. Alright, we'll do this part and then we'll wrap up the podcast and, stuff. The Batman climbs up a black iron drain spout in the rain. It's dirty, slippery, dangerous work. Stitch just woke up from his nap. Gotham City spreads out, glittering, twinkling far below. Interior, Gotham Justice Building, Loeb's office. Night, and Stitch is barking because he woke up. Loeb sits in a red leather club chair drinking a brandy as Mayor Noon paces the room. Mayor Noon, you seen Channel 1 News? They just ran a big police corruption story. Someone's talking. It's that damn Gordon, I'm telling you. Loeb, we're going to have to take drastic measures with that detective. But right now, we've got bigger problems. Our friends are on the street making some seriously unhappy noises about this vigilante. Mayor Noon, for Christ's sakes, Gillian, things are slipping into chaos. What's going on around here? Loeb, I don't know exactly. For now, our boys on the force are keeping our associates calm, but I like to meet face to face. Let them air out their concerns. Do a little damage control. Mayor Noon smiles. Sounds like you're talking about one of your parties. Loeb, yeah. I talked to Estrada. He'll bring some girls. Mayor Noon, all the girls are so prissy. Loeb, don't worry. I know it. I know you like them more, aggressive. Well, aggressive. We'll find you a party favor. I'll see to it myself. By the way, here, Loeb tosses a yellow envelope, like the one Flash tried to give Gordon, only fatter, at the mayor. Loeb, the precinct guys wanted to give you this. The mayor flips through it, smiles. We pan out to the window. Exterior, Gotham Justice Building, moments later. A large gargoyle sits hunched over the granite facade of the Justice Building. Wrapped in his cape, Batman remains unmoving in the cold, pouring rain. Pigeons walk around the ledge next to him, cooing, pecking at the bird excrements. Smog fallout. A wire along the ledge leading to the small content microphone attached to the window. Batman grins to himself. Oh boy, we've been invited to a party. He reels in his contact mic. Then we'll finish the rest tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. We'll be back Monday. Tomorrow is, of course, Friday and Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. We aren't going to do the show Friday. Kind of busy that day. So anyway, we'll be back Monday to do the rest of the script.
You're amazing. Thank you, love. So... So, we'll do the rest Monday. The Monday part, of course, will kick off with Harvey Dent's office in the morning, and Gordon, him talking and stuff, and it's kind of how it's going to kick off for Monday's show. I think Monday, so... Hopefully the other stuff will come in that I ordered, like the Batman Curse of the White Knight and stuff, and I could flip through that book and talk about it a bit. So, anyway, I enjoyed the one part where the Joker sort of makes a cameo, but you don't know if it is him, but you kind of know it is, and stuff. I sort of dig that. I wish they would do that with a lot of films, like, involving Batman, sort of reference characters and stuff. I would love to see that. I would love to see, references to, like, Joker and stuff, like. And, I mean, like, my idea, like, if I would write a Batman story where the Joker's not in it, I sort of would write him as a myth. An urban legend, like, you don't know if he's real, like, and stuff. And, of course, my idea would be, like, incorporate the three Jokers, which I'm still waiting for that book. I'm still waiting. Fucking pandemic pushed it back. It took, like, 5 years and a fucking pandemic to push that book back. So, I mean, like, for me, that's how I would write the Batman films would be like, there's three Jokers, but, there isn't one, but there's three, like. And, I mean, for the reason I would want to see that, like, in the Batman movie is that, Joaquin Phoenix is, like, the OG Joker, but you have two new ones showing up and stuff. I mean, I know, like, now they're trying to, like, what I've heard is, like, they're trying to incorporate the Robert Pattinson Batman into the DCEU and stuff. I'm not particularly in favor of that. I feel like they should just... I mean, I'm kind of in favor of it where, you could keep Henry Cavill's Superman around. Because now, like, recently with the news of them shit-canning the Supergirl movie, which they should have never done the idea from the beginning. You should keep, like, Henry Cavill's Superman around, just age him up a bit more, like, make him an older Superman, like, he has a son, he has, him and Lois are married, they have kids, like, I mean, this whole idea of, like, we should reboot new Superman, it's like, Henry Cavill really didn't do much as Superman. You're throwing him in the same boat with Brandon Routh, where you had to, like, wait years later for Brandon Routh to finally show that he could do more with Superman. Now he's, like, done with Superman stuff. So here's what the rumor is: the Supergirl movie was announced back in 2018. A soft reboot for Superman not moving forward. It's reported that the Supergirl movie would have been made in a period piece set in the 1970s, with teen angst Kara Zor-El, and possibly involving Brainiac. Exactly what it would be as a soft reboot. Rebooted Superman is unclear, but we have been led to the question that Zack Snyder's Man of Steel in the DCEU is obviously in question. Where is Supergirl? Why didn't Kara help her cousin? Why didn't Kara help the Justice League? Yeah, there have been a lot of questions. Hence, a Supergirl movie would be somehow a rebooted Superman, and possibly the DCEU explaining things. But again, it's said that it's not happening, which sounds like a good thing. Henry Cavill would be back as Superman thanks to fans, and Dwayne Johnson. Regarding the Henry Cavill's return as Superman, rumors suggested Warner Brothers is listening to the fans who have been asking for Cavill to return as Superman for a couple of years. Not to mention, it is known that Dwayne Johnson wants Cavill back as Superman. Johnson has his production team basically manage Henry Cavill. Johnson's former wife and business partner, co-founder of Seven Bucks production company, includes producing credit as Shazam and the Black Adam. Danny Garcia manages Henry Cavill. It could be possible that Johnson gave WB an ultimatum: either bring back Henry Cavill as Superman for the future Black Adam and potentially the Superman sequel, solo Superman films, or Johnson is out of the DCEU, along with Cavill, who will both be headed to Marvel, something that WB would be dead set against happening. Cavill is not giving up the Superman role. Cavill has said that he would return as Superman role for more than one occasion. Recently, he spoke to Men's Health magazine and said he's not giving up the role. And as the rumor points out, Cavill told Total Film that he had enough time to do at least 2 projects a year. Cavill would do something like The Witcher, then another Superman movie. And he just finished the Sherlock Holmes role. I kind of want to see him back as Superman. And of course, J.J. Abrams and his Angry Robot Productions doing the Justice League Dark, and previously announced that Greg Berlanti and Jeff Johns would be taking on the Green Lantern, which I still think they should do is do a Green Lantern movie, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that honestly, Cavill should do another Superman. I think they should just do what they did with Rebirth, like give Superman a family. Him and Lois married, they have a son. Not 2 sons, just 1 son. So, anyway, that's my thoughts of it. Anyway, we'll be back Monday, and hope you all have a great Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So, see y'all Monday. Bye.